Well, hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Greetings from AM Vintage.
Vintage. If anybody's here.
Yeah, we're AM Vintage. And yeah, nobody's probably here, but
Oh, it's a little sweet.
it's a little sweet, huh?
Yeah, I was expecting my.
I should have put
Ginger
more.
ale.
I should have put more ice in there.
I was expecting the ginger ale, but
Do you want to change it?
no, that's okay. Thank you. I know you served it, but
I tried.
it's a little rough.
I wanted something that would match your shirt.
And you know what? I hope that everybody finds us, and I hope it's not too loud. We do like to listen to music. Welcome, everybody, whoever's here.
Yeah. And
We had kind of a mishap earlier. We scheduled it on time, but the thing was that when we schedule it on the phone, for some reason, we're unable to do our live stream on our laptop, which we wanted to do today.
We just figured we could schedule it on the phone and then open the laptop and do
it, and it's not.
It doesn't work that way.
So I don't know why nothing can ever sync up.
We messed up. No, we're good.
Welcome in if you're coming in, please. And if you're feeling like chatting, please come in. And not if you feel like listening, that's okay too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to chat.
Yeah. Right now, it seems like nobody likes to chat.
No. Yeah,
but hey, that's all right.
All right.
Man, look at that Jerry Lee shirt. You know what?
Like
I can't believe that Jerry Lee shirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think our friends are coming in. We just, like I said, I know they were waiting in the other waiting room. I seen a few people, and then as soon as I canceled it, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
They probably assumed that we were going to be on.
Look, man.
Alvin, good
Alvin,
evening.
you found us.
Good evening, Alvin.
All right, Laura.
Welcome, Laura. There
All
you
right.
are. Beth,
Elizabeth.
there you go.
All right.
You guys,
Now
welcome. Please say hello to our new friend. We haven't seen Alvin in the room, but yes, welcome, Alvin.
Now we're cooking with oil. It's what I like to say.
Yes. Welcome, Alvin. It's good to hear from you. And our friends here are very supportive, very friendly. So yes.
That is
Feel
right.
free, feel welcome to ask us anything. If you're new to the channel, we're here for that.
We have a few key topics that we want to discuss, but
Sure
we'll wait a little while till more people come in.
Yes. Hi, Laura. How you doing, sweetie? It's been a while, Laura. It's been a while, Beth. We're so sorry about Sunday.
Yeah. What happened on Sunday?
It's getting a little rough because the kids. Well, it's getting back to that routine.
The kids are back in school, and
So
we got to get used to that.
Used to the routine, and it's been a little hectic, but
I did call the kids' school and complain. You know, I told them, I said, you know what, your schedule cannot conflict with AM Vintage. But that didn't really help the kids out any. So
it didn't help out.
It didn't do anything.
Well, we're so excited to be doing our live today since we missed our Sunday live.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have a couple of things to talk about. Well, before our topics too, we like to thank you guys for. Hopefully, if you're a subscriber, you'll realize that we are starting a new podcast.
Yeah.
We're giving it a whirl, and hopefully it'll catch on. And for those who are more comfortable with just listening to us rather than looking at our faces, we're hoping that works too.
Right. You know what I like about the podcast, though?
What do you like about it?
It's a place where, you and I could just sit and talk about certain subjects.
Yes.
But it's also a place where that little creep, he doesn't show up.
Oh. My boyfriend?
Yeah, your little boyfriend.
My little boyfriend.
Yeah, he doesn't know about our podcast.
For those who don't know who my little boyfriend is, we have a little Elvis who
she's got a 12-inch tall, he's a foot tall.
Usually comes to visit us, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
Laura, you're excited. You're going to, that's right. You're going to the White Sox game.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
And it's my early birthday present. Oh, well, happy early birthday, Laura.
Yeah, happy birthday, Laura.
Yes. Wishing you the best day. Yeah. Well, it looks like we got a little bit of people in here, and
we got a few people in here. Right?
Hopefully, have you guys I don't know if you're for those subscribers wanting to know, did you guys get the notifications for our podcast, or is that still like we're just wondering how YouTube works?
Do our notifications even go out?
Do they even work?
Yeah. Sometimes
we have all these subscribers, and yet we see like maybe 10 views, and we're like, what?
You got like almost 14,000 subscribers, and then 10 views. What's going on here?
Yeah, but something is not right. And then it may look like we're buying our subscribers. Well, we're just putting numbers out there.
Yeah, we don't buy them anymore. So, you know what I mean? Anymore.
I don't think I want to do. I would never waste my money.
I didn't tell you about
to buy fake bots.
Oh, I never told you about in the early days where I didn't want you to know in the early days, but I was buying a few subscribers.
You were buying a few subscribers? How?
Yeah, I would just like walk down the street and randomly, give somebody a $5 bill that said AM Vintage on it. And just say, here, man, come on, subscribe.
So you were bribing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, but in all seriousness, we're just curious to see if you guys get notifications. And if you do, then that's good. Hopefully you're getting them.
You know what? The Elvis Memphis release, I haven't gotten it yet. I've only heard what I've listened to on YouTube. And there was a few songs that I listened to. Oh, God, one of them was just not that great. And then I've heard other people talk and say that just other versions of those songs are better.
Yeah.
So I will get the Memphis release, but hopefully it's better than what I've heard. What do you think? There's a song that I heard. I wish I could remember what song it is.
You know it goes, or
they really screwed it up. I don't know. They did something really bizarre with it.
Really?
Right now, it's not coming to my mind.
Good evening, Kathy. I don't know if we said hi to you, Sri. Laura, you said you just watched our first podcast, finished it right before the live. Oh, thank you so much. You enjoyed the podcast? Oh, I'm glad. It was a little different. This was, like I said, it was a little bit, I don't know, did we feel more nervous doing the podcast than we did?
We were nervous doing the podcast just because I don't know if I have anything to talk about sometimes.
Which you do.
But Elvin says he agrees.
He does agree with you.
About the
Elvis Memphis release.
But I will listen to it. I will get it and listen to it.
Yeah. I said I got the notification for the podcast. Didn't get to watch it yet. Well, no, that's good, Beth. Just want to make sure we're just curious if you guys even get any notifications. Because like I said, we have subscribers, but then what happens?
And then I don't even know. Mari probably doesn't even want me to mention this.
Oh gosh, what?
We want to know, like, when you guys watch the podcast, like, what do you guys think about the voice during the intro? There's a voice during the intro of our podcast, and we just want to know, what do you guys think about that voice? So check that out. Should I say any more?
No, don't
say any more.
Because I don't want to mess it up for those who haven't. But like I think Laura said she watched it.
Yeah.
Laura. But then Laura might give it away.
She might not even have gotten it. She might have been like, well, what is that? You know? Is there something's off with this dude's voice or something, you know? But anyway.
I'm just curious.
But in a little bit, when a few more people come in, we're going to be talking about the news that came out during Elvis Week about putting new buildings on Elvis's property at Graceland. One of them is going to be a recording studio.
Yeah.
That Joel Weinshaker says Elvis wanted, so now they're going to build it.
Yep.
So that's kind of.
And then of course,
and then
we have extra news on that woman that finally was charged for the fraud that she was trying to commit. Trying to commit at Graceland. They finally arrested her and charged her really. And it's unfortunate though. I kind of feel bad.
Yeah. You do?
I do, because I'm thinking, obviously she's not right.
Well, I mean, she's pretty smart. I mean, she got that far.
I guess you're right.
But we're also going to talk about the tour.
Oh yeah.
The new VIP.
Oh yeah.
$6,000
We're
tour.
there, right?
You know what?
I think I'm just.
I hate to say
I'm
this.
just gonna take it out of my safety deposit box.
Well, I hate
we're
to
gonna
say
go
this.
to take the VIP.
If I had the money,
Uh-huh.
if $6,000 was no big deal for me,
Yeah,
I would do it.
you would do it.
But unfortunately, $6,000 for us
Yeah,
is a big deal. You know what I mean?
I just don't see. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
To me.
So,
I do not
but
understand.
let's wait until a few more people come in, right? Because
For sure.
we got some
We usually
subscribers
got
that are interested in this topic.
We usually come in
right?
a little bit late. What did Laura say? Did she say who did the voice? AI. Yup.
What it is? Can I speak?
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
we used an Elvis voice for our
Mhm.
intro, and they actually take Elvis's actual voice and chop it up.
Yeah.
So it's not like but it does sound a little funny.
It sounds funny because
yeah, we thought it would be.
we thought it would be cute to
cute.
have Elvis kind of introduce the show for us.
Yeah.
That's
He's like, here are your hosts, Adam and Mari.
But the way he says Mari, it sounds like really right there. I was like, no, he sounds a little bit too robotic, but it'll do. He got the job done.
It's funny. Yeah, he was better than all those other announcers we tried to hire, right, Mari?
We tried a lot of
ones.
other ones, and it just seems so bland, and I don't know what to say. What is it? Alvin said, I'm still waiting for my copy Guitar Man sessions, FTD.
Yeah. Man, there's so many FTD CDs that I would like to get, or even on vinyl. FTD is the Follow That Dream record label.
Do you have any of them? I
have 15 of them. I know some people have 300 of them. You know, one of our buddies has 300 of them.
Who, William? Who? Byron?
No. It'll come to me in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have a subscriber that just has all of them.
He does.
Yeah, he's got all of them. You know, and as an Elvis fan, I feel like that's really what I should have. You know, I should have just everything that he ever recorded.
Yeah.
Because I would want to just listen to that all the time, you know. But instead, I got 100 Elvis Matchbox cars, or 20 Elvis busts, you know, or Elvis matches, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I do have a lot of vinyl and a lot of CDs, but not as much as I would like to have.
That's what Laura said. Oh yeah, sign me up for the tour as soon as I win the lottery, right?
Yeah. How about this, Laura? If you win the lottery, take us.
Yeah.
If we win, we'll take Laura, right?
We'll take Laura.
Yeah.
Hi, Don. Hello, it's Don from Winnipeg.
Hello, Don.
Canada. Welcome, Don.
You know what? I've only been to Canada a few times. I love Canada.
And I'm trying to go there, Don. I'm trying to get there.
She's trying to get there?
Yeah, I'd love to go visit.
You know what I bought in Canada that I just, oh man, they were so good? Is those, they're like Oreo cookies, but they're maple. And they're shaped like a Canadian.
Leaf? Like a leaf?
Like a maple leaf.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're just they're so good.
Yeah.
Maple flavored cookies.
Yeah. I only set the sessions box sets. I say it's a deal. We'll go together. Win a lot, right? Kathy, do you really think we can afford 6K? Have they lost their minds? That's what we're thinking. They're called maple cookies, Don said.
Yeah, they're really good.
Oh, that sounds good. I know, Kathy. I am not sure. I understand you probably got to keep Graceland going, but I mean, I think they do well enough with just visitors coming to even Elvis Week and all that. Unless I'm telling you, these ETAs are the ones that are taking the money.
The thing is,
and nothing's happening for Graceland.
Well, Joel Weinshanker, he had this awesome pitch. You know, it's like a salesman's pitch. People always want to rip on the Colonel and talk about, how he was always trying to make money.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, man. Joel Weinshanker owns so much of Graceland and everything over there. So and the hotel and everything else. And it's just he says part of the money is going to go to charity, and then the other part of the money is going to go to keeping Graceland beautiful.
Right.
And I'm thinking You guys have to like raise money to keep Graceland beautiful.
Well,
Like,
he did say,
I mean,
said
come on.
he's mentioning, right, that everything's going to elevate Elvis's legacy, whatever that means, right? Because I don't think he added that ahead of the 50th anniversary. We're going to have 3 to 4 new buildings on the mansion property between now and then. There are some of the things that Elvis would have done himself. And according to him, the recording studio was one of them, right?
It's crazy.
I don't know.
Why would you build on the mansion property?
Yeah.
Like, especially, first of all, the mansion property should stay exactly the way it is.
Yeah.
But Elvis Presley Boulevard is still really run down. Like, if you're going to build out on Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Well, don't forget, Adam, that he's stating that this is coming from Elvis's architecture plans that he's designed, back in the day, in the 70s, obviously. But I still don't think that's a good idea.
No, I don't think so.
And you imagine the people, and no offense to some of the recording artists, I hate to say that, but who's going to actually come and record there? It's just curiosity.
It's insane.
It's not going to be, I don't know.
And what about,
they're
using the little building in the back near the barn that used to be for Lisa Marie's horse.
Yeah.
Now they're going to use that building. It's called Mariah's house now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be for, these people that want to pay $6,000 as a group.
Yeah.
And they get to go have a really expensive dinner out there,
Yeah.
So they're doing all these things that are only for people that can afford to do like really extravagant things,
And I feel like that's going to take away too from just the regular tours. I think, I feel like they're going to cut some people short, and maybe we're not even going to have those tours that often anymore. Yeah. They're going to be shortened, or maybe certain days or certain holidays you might not be able to go.
The regular tour has kind of become like third class on the Titanic. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of forgot about us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now it's all about VIP tour and what you can do if you have money.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all about money again. It seems like hi, Manly Strange. I'm so sorry. We kind of been talking about what's going on with Graceland and some of the news.
Did we miss anything right there?
Probably did. I'm so sorry. Beth said just checked out the podcast intro. Love it. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you very
much.
Joel
W is the carniest carny of them all.
You know what? I didn't used to think so, but I'm starting to question now. It's like he seems like he's really trying to make some money.
Yeah. Also stated, Graceland pays no property taxes, and Memphis gives them millions in taxpayer money every year, but can't keep up the grounds.
Right.
Don said, I just received a 2 Ruby Red record set. I listened most of it. I'm waiting for the Memphis 5 CD set to come in the mail. Wow.
The only thing we have coming in the mail is
bills.
Well, bills? That's good, Mari. You know what?
What comes in the mail for us,
You're a comedian, aren't you, Mari? I forgot about it. No, we got the Riley Keough book, the Lisa Marie book.
Oh, gosh. I only went once to Vintage Graceland 1989, a long time ago, Elvis. Oh.
You know what? I would have loved to go to Graceland back then.
Yeah.
My first time was 95.
I didn't go till what? 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
But I loved Memphis back in
2 years ago.
Back in the day when it was really like dirty and gritty. It still is, but they cleaned up a lot of places in Memphis.
They did.
But
they still need a lot of work, I think.
Yeah. But I kind of like some of those like nasty, dirty places. They have character, Mari.
I don't know which one you're talking
about. If you ever see the movie, I always tell you about this movie called Mystery Train.
Yes.
Which was filmed in Memphis.
Yeah.
It really shows like the real Memphis.
Yep.
And there's something I just love about that movie. So it's called Mystery Train.
You guys gotta check that out. Yeah.
But there's a lot of subtitle. You got to read a lot of,
Kathy says, but don't they realize that times are hard on everyone these days with this economy? Elvis, if he were alive, would not be happy with them charging them money. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think he would either.
Yeah. Laura said the Colonel would be proud of the new stuff, but I don't think Elvis would like it. I don't think so either.
Yeah, the Colonel would be like, "All right, man, way
And
to
maybe,
go."
you know what? Maybe Elvis would have had his recording studio, but I don't think he would have it for everybody to come and use it.
Right.
I just don't.
And
I
you know,
don't
Elvis.
know.
So
Maybe
what?
his pals.
So
maybe
what,
his.
they have
his
some
buddies,
blueprints
yeah.
of what the studio was
Yeah.
going to look like, and now they're going to build it.
Right.
I just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Manny Stranger said Joe promised to what? I read that. To something.
To clean up everything last year. We keep making videos every time we go back to Memphis about that sidewalk that goes between the guest house and Graceland. Yep. If you want to call it a sidewalk, it's more like a broken path, like rocks and dirt and just all kinds of crap. So it's ridiculous. And people are always like, well, that's the city. The city's supposed to take care of that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, you're telling me the people at Graceland have no pull at all?
But even
they can't get anything done out there on Elvis Presley Boulevard?
And what about those people that, I like to say, these sponsors for the guest house? Their money doesn't, what do you do with that money too?
Oh, those people that pay like a ton of money.
They pay like 15, the minimum 15 to 30
founders.
grand.
Yeah, the founders.
There you go. The founders.
Yeah. Where's that money?
Where's that money going? Because it's not just all going to the guest house.
I remember like 10 years ago, they had this big thing going on called the Elvis Presley Boulevard Beautification Project.
Yeah.
Where they were going to beautify Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Right.
And I'm like, I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, well, what the heck happened? You know?
Yep.
Did anything get done? You know?
Yeah.
They built that really nice visitor center on Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Yeah.
Which was, to me, that was a total waste of money. I don't know anybody that ever stops at that visitor center. Why would you put a visitor center right there? I mean, unless you're going to fix up the spots on each side of it.
I know. I always want to stop, but it looks dangerous. It just looks bad. Like any strangers said, I would rather see a recreation of Elvis's Dodge motorhome than a recording studio that never existed. Correct. Right. Elvis never stepped in that. Is never going to be able to step into that recording studio. So why are we going to call it an Elvis?
And don't put it on the grounds of Graceland.
Right. That's tacky.
And if you're going to build a building over there somewhere, put a building over the Lisa Marie because they just let that thing sit out.
Manny said, "You're telling me Graceland can't go truck a cement truck on their own?" I know.
Right.
Right. It doesn't take. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that can probably do the work. I hate to say that, but there's a lot of people that you can contact that will do the work. Yeah. Hi, George. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hello, George.
Tyler. Nice to see you, Tyler, again, sweetie. Welcome.
That foot doctor.
Thank you so much for joining us, you guys.
Those of you that have been to Graceland, you know, like if you're looking at Graceland, the property to the right of it, there's this foot doctor that has been there for forever. And it's probably been closed for like 5 years now. And that building is falling apart.
Bad.
Do something with that building, you know? Do something with Vernon's house. What about Vernon's house? They don't care about that, right?
That could be a cool Airbnb place.
Yeah.
Or just a little museum, like you know how you go see the Graceland and then that's like an extra part of the ticket tour. You know, now we're going to Vernon's house.
If you want to do something like for people that have money, fix up Vernon's house. At least it'll be fixed up.
Right.
And then make it like a Airbnb or something.
Right. Alvin said, "Does Riley have any say in this development of all its management decided?" You're right. Where's she in all this? And I don't even know. We have not heard from her.
I hate to say this, but before, when Priscilla was involved,
right?
They weren't talking about building stuff on the grounds of Graceland. But now it's like they've got her so far away from Graceland.
But they still blame her.
And they blame her for everything, but they've got her so far from Graceland. And they're talking about doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy. So, I don't know. What did they say? Can you imagine how much people would pay for a golf cart ride from Graceland to Vernon's to the fence gate? That'd be awesome. Yeah. That'd be fun. Or even the horses, you know, get a ride. Get on the horse. I'd love to get on the horse.
I can't imagine why they haven't tried to buy that house.
Or fix it for that matter. Vernon's house should not be the way it is. I don't think Elvis would want that. Like, why would you have your dad's house looking like that? I don't. That's not something I understand.
Yeah. I think you're right, Don. They're just trying to get famous people to come to Graceland, and they want to make money that way.
Right.
To record.
But is that gonna, but then what does that make Graceland look like? And I'm not trying to offend anybody as far as, like I said, what kind of artists are going to be coming through the door? Are these going to be young artists that we?
Yeah.
It just.
Why change like a historic property?
Yeah.
Like why change like the view?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand. It's on the National Register of Historic Places.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really change it. I know that they're not changing the house itself.
Yeah. But you imagine, Justin Bieber is going to be recording next week.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Well, they already had Post Malone.
Taylor Swift.
He already went swimming in the pool.
But to me, though, and those are, there's nothing wrong with these artists. I'm not saying they're bad or nothing, but they're kids. To me, they're kids.
We were let down.
Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe if that's what they're trying to do to get for people to get to notice Elvis, then okay. But I don't know.
We were let down during the Christmas at Graceland.
Oh yeah.
Because it seemed like every artist that they chose to perform at Graceland was like some new young artist,
But then they're saying that was Riley's decision.
Except for like Alanis Morissette.
Right.
But I mean, anyway.
But why not hire artists that were there the time Elvis,
or
was
that
around?
were influenced directly by
Elvis.
Elvis.
Where was Barbara Streisand? Where was Cher? Where was, at that time, why, where was Axl Rose? Where was Axl Rose during that time? Right? I don't know. Like,
Sir Paul.
Where's Dolly Parton?
Right?
Like, I just, would have liked that. Yeah, Sir Paul. Elton John. Where were they at, right?
Yeah. Look at this. I love this. Paul McCartney live from Dodger's bedroom. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Paul McCartney from Dodgers.
Look at famous singers will record anywhere at Graceland grounds.
Oh, God, they don't answer. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Can you imagine? You could just do a whole a video at Graceland. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Keith Richards live from Elvis's kitchen. Right?
The Rolling Stones just dancing on it.
That's all they got to do.
Yeah. You don't need a studio. I don't think you need.
There's so much carpeting in that house, and
But even outside, just standing in front of it as a backdrop, just all you need is like you're on Graceland territory.
Well, look, when they did Christmas at Graceland, it did look really nice as a backdrop.
It did, yeah. But could be wrong, you guys. I just don't know about these.
I think it's cool. Like a few years ago during Elvis Week, maybe like 10 years ago.
Oh, but don't forget to tell them that the thumbnail of that is.
I will. I'll tell them. But a few years ago during Elvis Week, they had concerts on the front lawn of Graceland, which was pretty cool. And they'd have like 500 people.
Yeah.
And you could buy tickets and you'd see a concert right on the front lawn. That was really neat. Yeah. But
I saw your Limp Biscuit from the roof of Graceland. Can you imagine another one just jumping in the pool?
Yeah, can you imagine?
You imagine?
Yeah. Don't get the Red Hot Chili Peppers to perform, because sometimes they get like completely naked. We don't need that at Graceland. Not at Graceland. Keep your pants on.
But do you know what's? Oh God, please forgive me. What's the singer? What is the main artist? The main guy from there? What's his name?
From the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, what's his name?
Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis. Oh yeah, he's under fire right now.
Why? What did he do?
Well, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but
a lot of people know who he is.
Okay, he's known to like be with young women. Now he's dating a 19-year-old.
Oh yeah, I've seen the photos. Yeah, is that what you?
I hate to say that, but it is a little girl, and I think it's gross.
Well, I think it's. He looks a little creepy in the photo.
He looks creepy.
I've seen the photos.
She looks like a little girl. And I know she's of age. Yeah. I get it. But, men, that age should not, and then you could tell me he can't find anybody his own age that are attractive, that are still, you got to go to find a little girl.
I don't know. I heard that he actually found her under the bridge.
Stop. You're so Red Hot Chili Peppers. Loved him. I love their music, but I just don't agree with what he's doing right now. But again, he's not the only man that does this. So I'm sorry. It's probably not.
So it happens.
But it takes two people. I'm sure she's going along with it. So, but I'm just not sure if that's love or it's just something else talking.
Well, love of money.
Right. Love of
the love of going shopping, right?
Yeah, right.
So
man, I need to find an older guy.
So maybe he's getting something that he loves, and
I need to find out.
She gets something that she
30
loves.
years older than me, or 20 years. At least I'll look a little bit good. Still.
What are you trying to find? A different man?
I said if he was like 60, 50, no, like 70.
Are you trying to get like an older man?
Yeah, like maybe I'll still look good enough to like young.
What do you try to look? What do you look for? Maybe a doctor, maybe.
Oh, lawyer,
doctor. All right. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Luke?
Hey, Luke, how you doing, sir?
Good to see you, Luke. Hey, man, check out the shirt, Luke. Hey, man, the shirt that I'm wearing and Luke's profile picture are almost identical.
What did Laura say? They should put the recording studio across the street in the complex, not on the complex. Right.
The complex.
There's a lot of space there. You know how cool that would be too? I mean, you'll be able to, and then go in there and record your own little demos, that you want, like back in the day.
That would be awesome, except for how much they're going to charge for recording.
I'm sure, but it's the experience, I guess, Don said, plus when they had those singers at Christmas at Graceland, there were only 2 Elvis Christmas songs were performed. Yes, I did enjoy last year's Christmas at Graceland show. Well, we were there.
Yeah,
we were on site, Don. I don't know if you checked that. We were, and we got yelled at.
What I didn't like
the director
is don't make an announcement like you're going to have some big Christmas show from Graceland.
Yeah,
because people might actually show up at Graceland and find out nothing's happening. There's freaking no Christmas at Graceland. We were
expecting stuff to be that day.
They recorded a few things, but throughout the week. They made it seem like it was live. It wasn't live at all.
Yeah, because they called it live at Graceland. I thought, okay, it's gonna be awesome. There was nothing.
We got yelled at 3 different times
by the director.
Yeah, one time we got yelled at because
I was
Mario almost got hit by a pink Cadillac coming out of. They were trying to shoot that coming out of Graceland.
Yep.
They almost hit you with the car.
Yeah, well, she almost hit me.
Yeah, and then we got me and my buddy Sparky.
Yeah.
We got yelled at for
Alanis Morissette. You guys were watching
for filming Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You can't film this. It's going to be on television."
But because it wasn't live, they were trying to make it look like it was going to be live.
Right.
And it wasn't. Yeah. That's why.
It was not live. Yeah. It's going to be a live event. Nothing was live.
The only thing that was live was us being there.
Yeah, we were live. Freezing our butts off.
And getting yelled at.
Watching them do the same, drive down the driveway, the same over and over again.
That was so, yeah.
Yeah.
And all that. I was expecting more, I think.
Yeah.
But I would say the graves are on the property and they wanted to build a studio. Yep. Aunt Delta would be so upset. She was like, yeah, that's too, that's supposed to be kind of like a memorial, something sacred and private, and you're going to have a recording studio.
Yeah.
You imagine everybody that would show up to do their gigs or whatever, I don't know, band session, whatever, right? I just think that's so disrespectful. Yet another Joel fib. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Joel Weinshanker.
What a name.
It's a wild name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of seems like somebody that might pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
I got wine shanked again, man.
And what are they doing? I haven't heard if they even do anything for Memphis. Another part of the town. I know this is not. Well,
they said part of that money is going to go to different Memphis charities.
Yeah. Another part of Memphis, Adam, that we kind of we're very strong about is the fact that, where Aretha Franklin's home is at.
Over by Stax.
It's unfortunate to see her house just falling apart. I know she was born there and she didn't live there for she wasn't there for the rest of her life, but it's still,
she was born in that house.
It's such a
and this is not far from Graceland.
No.
And the neighborhood is just
it's
one of the worst neighborhoods you could
dangerous
you could think of.
Yeah, we were Yeah, we were not in the safe environment.
Everything was boarded up, abandoned, burnt down. Like,
what did you say the door said? I didn't even read
the
it.
door said like "Rest in peace, Johnny." Like on the door. I'm like,
so Adam
the
had
hell?
me in the car ready to go, right? But I told him, I said, somebody's coming and they're coming out. He needs to run, and then I'm gonna take off, and then I'll meet him somewhere.
The neighborhood around Stacks,
It was just bad.
they call it Soulsville.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it's so run down because so many famous artists grew up in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's
oh gosh, yeah.
It's a dangerous place.
Very dangerous.
Especially we went during the day, which was good.
During the day
we were going like kind of early morning. I would hate to be there at night.
Right.
You know?
No, would not want to be there at night. Tyler said, when can we expect the first episode of your podcast?
It's up.
It's up.
We just put it up today.
We did our intro, obviously to introduce the podcast, and then we actually uploaded our first one as well.
If you go to our page
and under podcast, should be on there.
Yeah. Click on the
Yes.
the podcast, like the thing with our picture, and then they'll all pop up.
Right. So they should be there once a week. We're planning to do that weekly. It looks like it's going to be a fun thing to do. I really enjoy the podcast. This just seems like someone that might shank your shank your wife, shank your weed.
Oh,
Bustle
yeah.
Man.
Hey.
I thought that said Bustle. Music Man,
Yeah.
1982, welcome. There's the model of the recording studio and the archives experience across the street. It is unlabeled, so I took a picture and asked the VIP tour guide about it. Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I know that, Elvis had, blueprints for things that he wanted done, but
I mean, who doesn't, right? I'm sure he had a lot of
ideas change
and
and
just because he had the idea of having that recording studio doesn't mean that he wanted it open for everybody to come. That's how I look at it. He's not here to say, oh, okay, I'm going to have my recording studio. But then, I don't know. I just don't think it was meant for everybody to come and record.
Yeah.
I think it was just for him. Perhaps this is how Joe can justify putting the studio on the mansion property. It's what Elvis would have wanted. Right. That's exactly what he was saying.
Elvis would have wanted to probably fix up Elvis Presley Boulevard a little bit. I think that's what Elvis would have wanted.
And probably reduce some of these prices that they have for these tours. So it's ridiculous sometimes, I think.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Manny Stranger at the VIP tour includes me getting to record a song in the studio. I might change my mind about it.
I recorded at Sun Records years ago. I paid probably $25 or $30. And it was just like a karaoke thing where they just have like backing tracks.
Yeah.
And you get to sing with them. So, yeah.
What a best thing. I was enjoying the Elvis Talking Only album today. Very amusing. I really like when he talks.
Yeah, I love it.
He's got jokes, and it's so easy for him to say anything, and it's like
it has my favorite thing that he says.
Yeah. What is it though?
It's the one where he's like,
where
he's like, they say they don't want us to go on for more than 45 minutes or an hour. And the crowd's like, boo, boo, oh, boo. And Elvis is like, oh, no, hold on. But I just want to say, we don't care what they like.
Yep.
So,
we
don't care what they like.
Music Man says, agreed. EP Boulevard is a mess. Yeah, it's messy.
Yeah. It's rough, isn't it?
I tripped a couple of times, remember?
On the boulevard? There's even this, there's a hole. Yeah. Right next to where the offices are.
I could probably disappear in that hole.
You could crawl into that hole and just
That's not funny.
You know what Elvis used to say? I got stuck in a rut. There's this rut right off Sunset Boulevard. I got stuck in that rut. Yeah. I think he was talking about Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Music Man said, have they fixed the sidewalk between the guest house? That's
what
we're talking about.
Man. It's worse than ever.
It's worse. That's why I tripped a couple of times.
And Memphis is the only city I know where they decide to put the telephone pole right in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yes.
It's I don't know what's going on here, man. The sidewalk needs to go around the pole, or
Like I said, they should really fix that. And I know we kind of like stress this, but again, people with disabilities or if you have a wheelchair or scooter,
if you're in a wheelchair,
there's no way that you can even go on the sidewalk. What do you have to do? Get on the street and go to
well, if you're in a wheelchair and you're staying at the guest house at Graceland and you want to go to the gates of Graceland, you would have to cross the street, go down the street, cross the street again.
It's just you have to do like a full.
You'd have to be
square,
a big circle.
It's a big. Yeah, it's just not. It's so inconvenient for people. And like I said, I tripped, and I'm walking normally.
What about that?
You laughed at.
I don't want to talk about. We got a couple of funny stories about tripping. Real quick.
Well, why? What do you gotta tell?
We were at an estate sale one time.
Stop.
We were at an estate sale one time, man.
Oh my God.
And I don't know what happened. But we just walked in. Oh, we find this chest that we want to buy, right? And for some reason, we're going to pick it up and we're going to move it. And you got to pick it up like you trip and you fall and she fell right into the wall.
But it was
hard.
But it was, you guys, it was a slow fall. Do you know how some people just fall? No, I literally was I don't know, timing myself. Yeah. And then I don't know. Then I
fell hard into the wall, and everybody in the house heard it. All the people that were in this.
Yeah, I mean, you're laughing. It wasn't fun.
Everybody came and were like, "Is she okay? Is she okay?" They're like, and the people that were having the sale, they were like.
Oh, God, it's embarrassing.
Well, let's get her up and she could go in that bedroom right there. We'll bring her in that bedroom right there. And I'm like, okay, Mari, come on, let's get up. And she's like, she couldn't get up, man. She was hurt. But about 15 minutes later, you came to. I think you lost your breath. That's what happened.
It was like the never-ending fall. Yeah. Like I was like,
but this was
finally bam.
That was after my fall, right? It was after my fall.
No, this was before your fall.
Oh, it was?
Yes, before your fall.
Oh well, late.
And then he got his payback.
I had a pretty nasty fall.
This was even funnier because
we were in public for this.
You were at Kohl's.
We were at Kohl's. You guys know what Kohl's is? It's like Kmart or whatever.
Kohl's department store. Yeah.
Well, I walked in, and they have these carts. I don't know what these they have some weird carts.
So like you could sit in. The kids could sit in.
They're very low to the ground.
Yeah.
So I walked right in, and I didn't look down, and I just started falling over the carts, man. And it was not funny. Mari and the kids were you guys laughing or something?
He came up, but then he went down again, and I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, but her fall was much.
Yes, mine was actually painful. His was just funny. I wish I would have had the funny.
I thought yours was funnier than mine.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, you thought it was funny because I was like slow-mo and then finally hit the wall.
All right, we got to get off this topic.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal.
Why did we even get on this topic?
Well, you know what? We were checking out some like random lives the other day.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's just check out some random lives and see how they are or whatever. And do you know how many, like, they'll have a topic for the show, and then you click on it, and they never talk about that topic at all.
So that's what we sounded like right now. When people probably like come in, they're
clicking, they're not talking about Elvis.
They're talking about somebody falling down.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about? Unsubscribe. Right? I got to get a refill real quick.
Yeah, you guys, it was not funny. That's probably what contributed to my back issues. So I have for those who don't know, I have fibromyalgia, and there's days where my back just gives out, or there's days where I can't walk. So yeah, always pain. And then finally I did get an x-ray done, and my back is not the way it should be. My spinal cord is not. I think the bottom part of the spinal is probably the bones are all like crunched together, which is not good. Do you remember what they were calling them? What did the doctor say? My bones were just like, there's no space, there's no cushion.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was.
There's
no cushion at all.
Yeah, no. So I do have back issues. And I don't know. I'm thinking that probably had a lot to do with that too.
You talking about just like that and what the doctor said, it reminds me of when Elvis was talking. He was like in a concert.
Oh, yeah,
He was
that's
in a
right. What do you
concert and he's like, man, he's like, I was in the hospital the other night, you know, whatever. He's like, I had to get a liver biopsy. He's like, you know what that is, liver biopsy? He's like, the doctor comes in, you know, and he's like a samurai warrior. And he takes this syringe or whatever, man, and hiya, man, he stabs me right there and pulls out a piece of my liver like that, man. Like a samurai warrior. Anyway, how many of you guys have seen my movie Blue Hawaii?
Manly Sturgeon, do you go to the chiropractor? I was, but I felt like I was always in pain after that. I don't know. It helped. Like I would feel good during that time, and then I would tell them, okay, I feel good, and then the next day, there's days I can't even move, walk or anything.
But you went through like a period of like a few months when it was pretty bad. But you've improved like lately. The last
because I do my own little. You see me do my little own exercise. Because then after that, I did go to physical therapy, and they'd show me certain exercise that I could do to stretch the muscles out, and they also said water therapy would be great for the back too, but I haven't tried that. Beth said we enjoy the stories. We have almost 40 years of stories like that. I know. And they're funny like afterwards, but not during the time, right? Because I was crying, Beth. I was in tears. And it was like the excruciating. Just imagine your back. But that's the problem. My back was already in a bad shape. That pain was just like really,
The only thing I can compare it to is there is a very famous video. real quick, Mike. Please, real quick. There's a very famous video on the internet.
Oh,
it's been around for probably like 15 or 20 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's this news broadcaster that goes to this festival where they're stomping grapes, kind of like how Lucy did in that episode of I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Well, the news broadcaster gets in and she thinks she's gonna like start stomping grapes like she's like Fred Astaire. So she starts doing it all wild and she falls out of the container.
Okay, but I didn't fall out.
But when she falls out, it's like this. She's doing the thing. She falls out, and then all you hear is oh.
Okay, but I didn't do all that. I didn't even do all that.
There, you made some kind of.
Yeah, I made a noise like ow, but I mean,
it was.
I was crying. I was crying. I was in tears. You imagine you have the worst back pain and injury to your back, and you hit your back. Yeah, it was.
I was there for you. I was there for you though. At the time, it wasn't like I didn't just stand there and watch. You know? I jumped into action. I know when I'm telling the story, it sounds like I just like watched
and laughed.
I did not do that. You know, I jumped into action. I tried to help, do whatever I could do. When it was all over and she was back to normal, that's when I laugh and tell the story. You know?
Yeah, it was not fun in games, you guys. I don't wish that on anybody, especially the spinal cord. It's like the worst place to get hit. And in fact, it was weird because it's not like I hit the side. It was like straight back to the wall. You know, like that part was just like, it was like the worst. Someone just took a plywood and just rammed me in the back. That's how it
I gotta be honest with you though. I was just really relieved because this was an estate sale because they were selling the house.
You were relieved?
I was just so relieved. I thought she was gonna put a giant hole in the wall.
I am not that big.
Well, it's just that you fell into the wall really good, but you must have hit the beam. Like not the beam, the stud.
It was like a heart.
Yeah, you hit the stud, so we didn't have to worry about the wall.
It was. Yeah, it was just hard. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like the worst pain afterwards.
A Mike Stone ain't no stud.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
It highly recommends an inversion table. Amazing how much it helped his back after years of pain. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. Is that one of those where it turns?
Yeah, I thought they were.
Yeah. Sign me up. I'll get on there too.
You get on there too.
Yeah. That's what it must feel like if you're a vampire, right?
Yeah.
Sleep upside down.
And I tell this Beth, I said I always want somebody to like wish somebody could take my arms and then my legs and then
Stretch you.
Stretch me. That's it. Just I would like for my back to just like separate my spinal cord to just. I picture like an accordion, you know. It needs to be stretched.
That reminds me of like a Tom and Jerry. You know?
Yeah. Yep. But getting back to I know we got off topic talking about backs and stuff. I think Mike Stone new book is out.
Oh no, he's got a book.
Oh, I gotta get it.
Damn, don't get it.
I gotta go see. Is he gonna autograph it?
You know what?
You might have to go. I might have to take a picture.
Let me say something about this real quick because I do have an opinion about this. Okay,
Yeah.
If Mike Stone has a new book out,
we're gonna go get it.
No, we're not getting it at all. I would imagine there's a lot of these people that are Priscilla haters that are going to go out and buy that book right away.
I would too.
But here's all I'm going to say is this. You think Elvis would ever want his fans to buy a book written by Mike Stone? Never. He would never want that, man. Elvis did not like Mike Stone. You know? Don't go buy that book. Leave that book alone. Anyways, that's my opinion.
I would go. I would go get it.
Well,
get the autograph.
You're gonna have to.
And then I'll put my picture on the wall next to like.
You're not putting no Mike Stone.
You know how he is with Priscilla right there.
You're not. Yeah.
I'll put mine on this side. It'll be me and Mike Stone.
No.
I'm like this.
Yeah, heck no.
Why not?
That ain't happening.
Or should I do what you did?
Huh?
We'll do this.
What? Whoa, with Priscilla?
Oh no, Mike Stone.
What you're saying? I did that with Priscilla?
Yeah, your hands all up on her, so I'm gonna be like that with Mike Stone.
Well, yeah, you ain't going. You ain't. No, there ain't no. Mike Stone ain't gonna.
I was like Mike once upon a time, but then you're right. He liked him at first. He was though. He liked Mike.
Who did?
I always liked him at first.
Well, I mean, yeah, at first, of course, before he swooped in there and did all that, you know. He was supposed to be just giving lessons, you know what I mean?
No, he's giving lessons, all right.
Those were not the kind of lessons he was supposed to be giving.
He was giving lessons, all right.
Yeah, he was giving lessons like Jody Messina, a lesson in leaving, you know?
Beth said, Ed said that's exactly how it feels. What were we talking about, Beth? My back, like an accordion.
That's right.
A squish going up. Yeah. It's true. My back is not.
Are you allowed to play this song?
Yeah. I hope so.
I just always have to check. You know, there's only so many songs we're allowed to play.
Right.
You know, and we're just so you guys know, if you're Elvis people and you're coming in and you're saying, how come these people don't play Elvis music?
Yeah.
We're not allowed to. If we do that, then they won't monetize our video.
No.
So, otherwise, we would have Elvis. If it was up to me,
yeah,
every other song would be Elvis, and then I'd let you do, you know, what you like in between.
It would be nice too.
No, I'm just
like I know. And speaking of these shorts, you guys, it was funny. I finally did for Elvis. I gotta tell this story. It's funny. I finally did the Elvis short, you guys, for the day of, right? To
commemorate
the day, right? His passing.
August 16th.
And it was so cute because I posted the video and then I get back. It's funny, the comments are like, great job, Adam. And I'm like, because, you know, they probably assume that you only do Elvis videos and I don't do any Elvis videos.
They didn't want to give you any credit, did they?
They didn't give me any credit.
They were giving it straight to me. Yeah. Hey,
I've been doing a lot of the shorts.
I'll take. You know what? I'm kind of like that guy. I'm kind of like that husband. The husband of Margaret Keane.
Yeah.
I'll take credit for your work.
Yeah, you're right.
You know? the guy, you know, the woman that painted all those big eyes paintings.
Oh, we hope that you guys are.
You know.
Yeah.
And her husband took credit for all her paintings.
That's what it's starting to feel
like.
That's
like me.
That's what it's starting to feel
I'll
like.
take credit for Mari's work.
Yeah. Because I also did. Yeah, they must think he's the only one doing them because I also did the heavy metal bands from the 60s. I don't know if you've seen that short. And somebody commented, great job, man. I'm thinking, they must not think that I like music like that or
well,
I'm not good with that kind of music. But I've been doing a lot of shorts, you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying them. I did
You're kind of like Marion.
doing the TV show, movie star shows. Remember the ones that could sing, actors that could sing.
You're like Marion Keister. Well, maybe in like 20 or 30 years, you're going to get credit for a lot of stuff that like, they'll be like, she's actually the one that did this, But right now, I'm Sam Phillips, and I'm going to get all the credit. You know what I mean? But later, you're Marion Keister. In like 30 years, they're going to be like, oh, she's actually the one that.
I've been doing a lot of shorts.
Yeah,
I've been working hard.
Yeah.
I've been working hard on these shorts. I've been doing a lot of 80s, a lot of 70s, 60s. I did the One Hit Wonders.
She's been doing a lot. Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw them out there for everybody, but also I just like music like that. I like all kinds of music, so yeah. So I thought it would be a good idea, but obviously I'm not getting the recognition.
No, I'm just playing, Mari. No,
you're not getting the recognition.
You know that.
What am I saying? Mike gave an interview a few years ago. He said getting with Scylla was a big mistake.
I think so. Here's the deal. Wouldn't it suck if you did something that made Elvis dislike you? It's like, oh man, the coolest guy on earth.
But I don't think he's saying it because of that.
Well, that's why I would
just
say it.
Priscilla was a mistake.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
The mistake
she just wasn't
was what he did to the king.
No, I think
that was the mistake.
I think she was a mistake.
Okay, you got a lot of jokes. You got jokes tonight?
Valley Street, Mary was dating Sam Phillips, but he was with a younger woman. Not a great comparison.
Yeah, that Sam Phillips, man. He was a smooth talker, I'll tell you that. He could talk your ear off. Sam
Phillips. Is that what you're trying to do? No, is that what you're trying to do?
I'm like the new Sam Phillips. I'm just like, yeah.
That's wrong. That's wrong. Oh gosh. Oh my Lord. But yeah, we're working on the videos. We're trying to get new stuff out. And promoting our podcast obviously is now a good thing. We're trying to figure that out to branch out to other kind of, what do you call it? Platforms such as Spotify. I think we saw, what else? We applied for the, what is it? iHeartRadio.
I don't even know what that is, but I always hear about it. iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio
what the heck,
is pretty
right?
good, yeah. What else did we say? Amazon Prime, I think Amazon as well. And then there was other platforms that we can try to use. Sam's younger woman is still living in his Memphis house. What? Wow. Lacey and I had met Sam.
I'm surprised you guys hadn't met Sam. I'm surprised. You guys seem like
fit right in.
Well, they'd been around,
Yeah.
Memphis in those days.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Hey, Luke, you got to meet Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm jealous about that. Here's the deal. When I saw Jerry Lee, right after the show, I got like this close to him, like right here, and a bunch of people were there and they were having him sign autographs. And it was before I didn't have a camera, but some guy came up to Jerry Lee with a stack of pictures and a marker and was like, "Here you go, sign these." And Jerry Lee went like this, "Hi-ya!" and karate chopped the pictures.
He didn't want to sign them.
Hell no, he wasn't going to do that. Yeah.
Where is it, Lacey? Is she here? Are we missing Lacey today, or did we see her?
We have not seen Lacey yet.
Well, look, if you see Lacey, I'm not sure if she's on here or not, but if you see Lacey, tell her we thank her so much for the beautiful message she sent to us.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that you guys think about us as well. We do think about our subscribers too, and we also try to find ways to get to you guys different kind of content. So we do appreciate you guys for the messages that we get.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
Manly Stranger says, when I grew up, iHeartRadio was a bumper sticker. I remember iHeartRadio. just didn't know what, it's awesome. But again, I know podcasts are becoming a little bit more popular, and we just thought we'd try it out and see how that works out. Don't know.
We've tried every other way to become rich and famous, and none of them have worked. So I told Mari, Mari, we're running out of ideas.
We're not trying to be rich and famous.
Well, no, she's not. She's not.
We're trying to get our content.
I don't care about that, man. I'm trying to
be
be up.
You do care about that.
Huh?
We work hard on our videos.
I was trying to get to Hollywood.
You're trying to get to Hollywood?
I was trying to get to Hollywood, and I've tried every other way. Yeah. I've humiliated myself on every other platform.
Yeah.
I said, man, we're going to humiliate ourselves on Spotify. Let's do this. And she's always telling me, it's not about that. Adam, it's not about that. You know.
It's just a nice way to have I do like the podcast idea. I think it's a very nice way to communicate and to connect with the audience as well, because if you notice, during our live streams, we can't really talk about our experiences. We have to focus on a topic, or maybe perhaps you guys have questions. And so, But with the podcast, we can simply, think of something we want to talk or share about, and we can go further into.
We could dive deep.
Our experiences again. I like the podcast that we just did, because we did introduce ourselves and we gave a little bit of our background. Obviously, Adam jokes around about wanting to be rich and all that.
No, I'm just joking. But you know what?
Poor.
Do you know why I think you like the podcast?
Why?
Because I don't act like a fool during the podcast.
You don't.
But I'm just regular.
We still laugh. We still have a good time. And I do like the fact that we can actually talk about something that's very important to us. And hopefully you guys can relate to those topics. If you guys are willing to hear about a certain topic and maybe have an idea for our podcast that you'd like to know about, please let us know. Share that with us. Even after our podcast, leave comments or whatever. It would be nice to get, a point of view from you guys too. But yeah, it was very nice because obviously you'll get to hear a little bit about our background. Adam and I did not grow up. I was always I grew up in a very poor environment too, with one parent. My dad was around, but at that time, we were in welfare, and dads couldn't be around, so it's hard.
She knows about government cheese.
I know about
She's had the government cheese.
And my first language, you guys, was Spanish. I didn't learn English till probably I was 3 or 4 years old, and I learned it watching Sesame Street. Mr. Rogers, and finally I became very fluent. And my mom ended up learning from me. I would have her give me my she would test me on my spelling words weekly. So that's how my mom learned English. So it was like through me. I was always the the translator when it came to speaking, at stores or at doctor's offices, and things like that. So I owe a lot to my mom, but again, you don't forget where you come from.
Right.
And so, so it's good to get to know that we're not, these people just trying to do whatever, I really care. Music was a very big part of it was such an important part of my life.
I feel bad though. I could just imagine you're like 8 years old, all of a sudden well, I was the oldest too. I had 2 siblings, younger siblings. Well, I was gonna say I had the some bill collector calls, and they ask for your mom, and they're like, "Nope, you got to talk to Maricela."
Yeah, they would. I would have to talk to
this little girl's so when are you gonna make the payment?
And I had to translate to my mom, and it was hard.
I'm sure.
It was very hard going to the welfare office and talking to them, and what do we need at home? What do we need? Clothes? Do we need food?
Yeah.
But that's what I said. You guys, it took me a while. Like I said, I worked hard to get wherever I got. I worked hard for my master's degree, and I'm very proud of myself. I can say that I am, and now I'm glad that my daughter's somewhere at least halfway getting through hers. So I'm very happy that you can overcome certain things in us, but you don't forget. You never forget.
You never forget.
You won't forget.
That's a good thing. You never should forget.
No.
Right?
No. So through these podcasts, hopefully we can bring some joy, some light, some excitement, and maybe little, personal stories that, at least to feel more connected with you guys. And but yeah, what are you looking forward to with the podcast?
What am I looking forward to?
Like, what do you like? What do you like about it besides us getting to talk to and getting a little bit more deep in the topics and stuff?
Well, I feel like I could really dive deep into some Elvis.
Yes.
No, that's what
Mm-hmm.
at least on the podcast that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just dissecting an entire album.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Talking about just what I like about each song.
Yeah.
So stuff like that,
Yeah.
Things that you really can't do during a live.
No. And I think it's a little different than when we do our Elvis movie reviews too, because our Elvis movies, we like to have fun with them, do our little skits and whatnot. But I think with doing a movie review during a podcast would be a little bit different because we could actually talk more about what we actually think and and what's our opinions, and of course, give more facts about the movie, do our own research about it. So I think it's important.
We have to figure out I know we're retro and we're vintage, we're AM vintage, but we have to figure out just what year we stop at, because there's a few movies that I would love to do
I know you would.
I would love to do a podcast about the Shawshank Redemption.
What year is that?
I could talk. That's 1995.
I
could talk for hours about the Shawshank Redemption.
I would stop around that because I do like 1992, 93-ish. There's a lot of movies that I like during that time. I like My Cousin Vinny. I think that one's in 92, 91 or 92. So I don't know. There's a lot of good movies during that time, and I think 95 would be kind of a good year to.
Hey, you know what? At this point, 1995 was a long time ago.
It was.
So
I was 18, 19.
Just
It was 19.
think of all the possibilities we had back then.
I was 19 years old. Yeah. So I would say that is a long time ago. Yes, Kathy said Mike Stone did a recent interview saying Priscilla persuaded him, and if you expect to read anything bad about Priscilla in his book, there won't be. He'll only write about the good times they shared.
That's nice.
That's decent of him.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, dirt.
But that tells you that person has class, and respect. You don't always want to dish. I hate to say that.
Well, let's not get out of it. Crazy.
We don't want
talk about class. Let's not get that crazy.
You should keep your personal affairs and stuff you did with your, significant other, to yourself.
Let me have a sip of that drink you got over there, Mari.
You don't want to hear that, right?
Anyways.
So but right, Kathy. Yeah. You want to make sure that
Here you go. I don't want to take it from you. You know what I always do?
Make sure that the kiddos are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check. This is what I always do, real quick. I just want to show everybody. Mari will have her drink over there by her.
Yeah.
And I'll ask for a sip.
Yeah.
This is how it always happens. Mari, can I get a sip of your drink?
Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks.
it doesn't come right. It doesn't come
I
back
said it
to
over
me.
there.
It doesn't come back to me.
I don't do that on purpose, Mari. Here, I'll give you your drink back. I know I got coffee over here, but I don't put any sugar in my coffee. So every once in a while, I need something sweet.
It tastes better with a lot of ice.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I gotta check on the kids. When they know we're doing a live, they try to stay up later than they should.
Yeah,
so I'll be right back.
Yeah, but we want to thank you guys again for joining us. And for those who clicked the like button, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. We're still wondering where everybody's at. We're still missing a lot of friends today. We're missing Michelle. We're missing Rin. We're missing Rickster. We're missing Will. Gosh, we're missing Byron. There's so many people we're missing today. And Lacey. I don't know where Lacey's at. I believe Mike over Prissy. Beth, you say you believe Mike over Prissy? I do too. I really do. Manly Stranger, have you ever been following Corey Feldman's music career? It's big time retro vintage. Gosh, Manly Stranger, Corey Feldman. I love Corey, first of all. I do. But Corey Haim obviously was number one. Speaking of Corey, Corey Haim, I was just watching License to Drive the other day, so it was bringing back a lot of memories. But Corey Feldman, I'm not sure what's going on with Corey. I know there was a lot of talk with him coming out and saying, back then what, big time producers in Hollywood, guys were doing to him and to others who were, young at that time. I just don't know how to feel about that. But it seems now he's kind of like, he's doing his own thing, so good for him, but they were kind of ripping on him because he was doing his own. I don't know if you've seen that bit where he's playing like the electric guitar, and they're saying that's not even him playing. Well, he actually made fun of himself, and he kind of made it seem like he didn't know what he was doing, which I agree. I don't think it was him playing. I'm not sure. And then they had this professional guy come out and say that wasn't him playing he was playing the wrong notes. The notes weren't matching the music. Does that make sense? So that's like what they go. I know. Where's little Elvis? I don't know. I have not seen. He's been neglecting me, Beth. Like, been crying. Not seen him.
Gather around me, buddy. Raise your glasses high. Oh, and drink to a fool, a crazy fool who told his baby goodbye. Hey, how's it going, baby? It's been a long time, man. How you guys doing? My boy. Hold on, everybody. Turn the house lights up, man. Hold on. Lamar, Sonny, turn them house lights up. All right, man. Now that you've seen me, I want to take a look at you guys. My boy. YouTube's a big place, man. Well, look at you. Man, there's a lot of hot chicks out there. Anyways, but hey, you're the hottest chick in this room, man. You're the hottest chick in this town. I'll tell you that, man.
Really?
It's been a long time, baby.
It's been a long time.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
I don't like to turn my back to the audience too much, man, because they like to see my derriere. You know what I mean? Some of the women, they get a kick out of my derriere. You know what I mean? Well, you know what? I mean, when I made that movie Blue Hawaii, you remember that movie I made, Blue Hawaii?
Yeah.
I think it was 1961 or whatever, but man, I had shorts on that were so short, man. They just covered just the very bottom of my butt cheeks, and that was about it, man. But anyways, a lot of chicks liked it and everything. And I mean, there was even a few fellas that liked it too. But the thing is, though, I'm so glad to be here, and that idiot, your boyfriend, Adam, whatever you want to call him. I just call him an idiot, man. I'm glad he's not here, But I heard a bunch of people talking about Mike Stone, man.
Yeah.
Mike Stone ain't no stud, man. Hey, he's a fool, man. He's a stone cold fool, anyways. But you know what? I just want to say, I'm really sorry that I didn't get to go down to Memphis with all you guys, sign the wall and everything,
Yeah.
But some idiot, man, packed the luggage and forgot to put me in it, man. That boyfriend of yours, man, he's a dummy. But anyways, I tried to hide myself in between the tighty whities, but I don't know, man. Somebody shook them out and I fell out of them. But anyways, any questions from the ladies?
I don't think you have any questions.
Any questions?
What did you forget to give me?
I'll give you a smooch. Come on, give me a smooch. There you go, baby. I just wanted you to know, though, I kissed this chick the other day, and I got the creeping crud. So I just got to tell you, man. Now, anything that I had, now you got it too, baby.
I don't think so.
It's no big deal, So,
they're asking you, what do you think about the $6,000 tour?
Man, are you kidding me? I think the $6,000 tour is junk, man. It's trash. It's garbage, man. I'll never do that to my fans, man. I'm ashamed and embarrassed, So I want each and every one of you to write a letter to Joel Weinshanker, whatever his name is, Weinhanker Chiffer, Shankendaker. Write a letter to that SOB, man, and tell him don't be building nothing on my Graceland grounds, man. Are you freaking crazy, man? And fix up my daddy's house. Damn, I was over on Dolan, man. I seen my daddy's house is falling apart.
Don't forget the sidewalk.
The sidewalk, man. Come on, man. I seen some old lady, man. Looked like she's about 98 years old, man. She was in a wheelchair trying to get from the guest house over to the gates. Are you kidding me? Anyways, I'm ashamed. But if I was alive, man, I'd just pay some street worker like, well, that's not the kind of the street worker I would pay. Never mind. Never mind about that. I don't want to talk about that. But on that note, I'm going to take care. I got a TCB. And anyways, I got a show to do in Roanoke. So anyways, we're going to go do that. Anyways, give me a smooch. One more smooch. Mwah. And now you just gave it back to me. So I got it back now. I'm going to give it to some other chick now.
Oh
but,
my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, until we meet again, hold on. Put my arms up. Until we meet again, may God bless you as he's blessed me. TCB.
Well, he had to leave, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, little Elvis has left the building. Thank you for watching AM Vintage with Little Elvis.
He left already. I knew he was gonna cut, I just wasn't sure when, right? But getting back to the Corey.
Move up.
What
Move.
you doing? What are you
Move.
doing?
Where is he?
What?
Where is he? Little flirting with my woman. Where is he? There he. Oh, hey man, I didn't mean nothing about you. Get over it. Oh, hey man. Oh, damn it. He crawled into a mouse hole.
Okay.
He crawled into a mouse hole. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, Mari. Don't touch me.
Well, we were talking about.
Forget it. Forget it,
We were
man.
talking about.
I thought we had a new chapter here. We were doing our podcast.
We were talking
A
about.
new chapter on AM Vintage.
We were talking about.
It's
Corey
the same
Feldman.
old, Mari.
We were talking about Corey Feldman.
You talking about nothing.
We were talking about Corey Feldman.
I heard him.
Heard who?
I heard him.
Yeah, you must have heard Corey Feldman with that nasty guitar. He don't know what he was doing. Do you remember when he was playing that guitar?
Why are you talking to me about Corey Feldman
Because we were
when I
talking
just
about.
had a 12-inch Elvis hitting on my woman, giving you creepy crud? I see you already got a few bumps forming from the creeping crud he gave you.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know that creeping crud, it comes quick. Just don't touch me, okay?
I won't touch you. Okay. But yeah, we were talking about Corey Feldman.
I'm boarding up all the mouse holes. Every mouse hole in this house I'm boarding up because he keeps crawling out and crawling back in and I can't get to
Well,
him.
he said that you didn't let him go on the. You didn't let him go on the vacation.
I shined a flashlight in that mouse hole in the dining room. I shined a flashlight, looked in there. It looked just like the jungle room. There was green shag carpeting in there.
Well, why are you going in this place? Anyway, we were talking about Corey Feldman and his beautiful plane. He still can't play guitar. You know what? I like Corey Feldman, but I don't get. Does he want to be Michael Jackson? And is that what? I'm not trying to make fun of him. Is that what he's trying to do, or is that is that just his style?
It's always been his thing.
But because he's trying to be Michael Jackson,
Um,
or is that because he's trying to be something of like part of Michael Jackson, and then do his own thing with it? Like
he's like a ETA, you know. He's like an Elvis tribute artist,
but he doesn't sing like.
but he's a Michael Jackson.
He
know.
does his own music, and
Well, he tries to sing like
and
Michael.
then he tried to do a little Prince, on the guitar kind of thing.
Well,
it went like no.
you didn't like that guitar solo? I could do that.
Did you guys like the guitar solo? Corey says Michael Jackson told him he could be as good as Mike.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's what I was thinking. Give us any kisses. Oh,
that's why it's not good to encourage people like that. You know what I mean?
And then these people go and see him, like, obviously they're, granted, there's probably people that really do like him. I'm sure there's everything there's, how do you call it? There's somebody for everything, right? But I just wouldn't go see him. And I love Corey. I love all his. I would go for a signing for like a movie or something. That'll be awesome to me. But for his music, I'm sorry, I couldn't go just to listen to him.
You don't want to go see him?
I can't get into it. I don't know if it's the damn.
He sings the theme. He sings the theme song from Lost Boys.
I know he does. Yeah, and I don't like it. He's not. He's not Jim Morrison. What did Kathy say? I'm jealous little Elvis didn't give us kisses on Mari.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you what. You ain't giving me the creeping crud.
I don't have the creeping crud.
Yeah, right.
I don't have nothing.
Huh?
I don't have nothing. I don't have anything. Are you still sour?
Don't touch me, please. I'm not doing any more Just for Men for you.
The dances?
No, the hair. Always telling me to put in the Just for Men before we go out. No, I'm just leaving the grays, man. No more Just for Men.
Kind of like yeah. Oh my God, Corey Feldman. Who else was going to come to? I don't know, Laura, you're into Star Wars, right? I don't know. There is another channel that we follow that just did the Comic-Con, right? It's it's for Star Wars, but it was in Germany, right?
You're talking about, there's a channel that I like to watch called the German in Venice.
Yeah, and he's
really cool.
He usually does places
in California.
Videos, in California. But this time he was out visiting, I guess, his mother and his country out there, and it's beautiful, obviously, out there. But they were actually going to have like one of those conventions, and it was the Star Wars, and there was so many people dressed up. It looked awesome. Yeah, check it. I'm not a Star Wars like a real tricky, not Star Trek, but Star Wars fan, but. Yeah, these people really, really go out. It looked awesome too.
Yeah, but this channel's really cool. This guy just went to an Elvis convention too.
Went to an Elvis convention
in Bad Nauheim, Germany.
Yeah,
where Elvis served in the military. So check it out. GIV, the German in Venice.
There you go, Luke. Luke said Lacey's probably sleeping.
Oh, you guys watch it. That's awesome.
Yeah, Lacey's sleeping, huh? That's okay. We'll give her that. Yeah, we're missing a lot of people today. I was telling you, we're missing a lot of people. Where's Will? Where's Byron?
Yeah.
What else we're missing?
Hey.
Rhonda. I think we're missing Jennifer, Tracy.
We're missing,
everybody. We're missing a lot of people today. Might be the weekday. Must be people are just sleeping. You've got to work.
Maybe people are like, you know what? That AM vintage. We just can't depend on them anymore.
That's sad. I hope not. I hope they're. Well, it's.
You guys can always depend on AM vintage.
Yeah,
we'll always be back.
Yeah,
there might be a week where we're gone, but
yeah. And what do you guys think about that lady that was charged for that fraud? Like, what's going to happen with her? And I'm still trying to figure out what was the end goal for her. Like, what was she? I mean, was she really thinking she was going to get away with it? For those that don't know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
She's the woman that
the Graceland foreclosure.
The Graceland foreclosures was trying to get everybody to think that it was going to go, that Graceland was just going to be taken away. But she finally got caught.
I think she was trying to get the money that she was pretending like she loaned to Lisa Marie.
Yeah.
Or the person she was pretending to be,
Right.
So.
And I was reading one of the articles, and it's interesting to know that she had so many aliases. I mean, she had so many names. It was crazy.
Male and female aliases.
Male and female. Well, this lady that we're talking about, her real name is Lisa Janine Finley. She's also known as, get this, you guys, Lisa Holden. Lisa Howell, Gregory Nassani,
Nassani. Yeah.
Kurt Nassani, Lisa Janine Sullins, and Carolyn Williams. So she was using all these names at one point. She's 53 years old, and she's from Kimberly City. Is that Missouri?
Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like she would be from Missouri.
That's so wrong. No.
No, but she just looks like somebody from like.
But she looks like just like a regular lady.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know, an older woman going shopping at the.
Somebody you would see like shopping at Walmart.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so sad. Well, finally she's caught, and she's only 53 years old.
Yeah. I wonder if she's an Elvis fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she was falsely claiming that Elvis Presley's daughter had pledged the historic landmark as collateral for a loan that she failed to repay before her death.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not true. So, wow. But this is the only time that I've heard that obviously Riley came to the defense, right? She came and she helped out, and luckily nothing happened.
Yeah, but look right here. If she had used the name Priscilla Presley, she might have gotten away with it.
Yeah. Oh, look at who's on here, Keith.
Keith, how's it going?
Finally, you finally figured it out. You guys, welcome, Keith. This is our OG. He's our first subscriber. Yeah. Can you believe it? He was number one.
Yeah. Numero uno. Yeah.
Yes. Welcome, Keith. It's so nice to see you. We were just talking about a lot of things. We were talking about Graceland, the woman that was actually trying to take away Graceland.
Yeah. We were talking about the buildings that they want to build on the property.
Yeah. And somehow Corey Feldman got in the mix.
Yeah.
About his awful guitar playing. And I don't know what he thought. What is he? He did mention, remember he said that it wasn't him playing, or did he say it? How did he say it?
You know, the funny thing is that here's what I couldn't understand. There were people out there saying like, there's no way he's playing that. And it's like, what are you talking about?
It's horrible.
It sounds like garbage. Like anybody can play what he just like. It sounds horrible.
Yes.
They were acting like, oh, he didn't play that. Yeah, he did.
It's funny because he even admitted it. He's like, I'm not a good guitar player.
Right.
So then why is he doing it? He's just doing it to do it?
Because you know what? It keeps him in the news. He
keeps
loves
him relevant, right?
Whether it's good or bad, it's still publicity. And it keeps him in the news.
Yeah.
People talk about him.
Yep.
Otherwise, nobody's going to talk about him.
Nobody's going to talk about him.
So.
And poor Corey, like I said, I really feel for him. He looks like he's going through some stuff.
He's not really, I mean, nobody's offering him, you know.
He hasn't done any movies lately. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Can you, like, Goonies Part 2?
Oh, I know. I can't see that
The
happening.
Burbs Part 2.
Yeah. I don't know. Keith, it doesn't look like you're computer illiterate anymore. Illiterate. You can look like you're doing very well. I'm so happy to see you on here. But very nice to see you. And here comes that train again.
Yep.
Tired of that train.
I hear that train a coming, Mari.
Oh, speaking of, I liked how that we got that comment on that Johnny Cash video that we did.
Oh yeah. So when we were in Dias, Arkansas, there was a Johnny Cash museum, and they had a table that Johnny Cash made in high school shop class, right?
Yeah.
So we made a video of the table, right? It's like 40 seconds long, just showing the table Johnny Cash made.
Yeah.
You know, it's got like a stain from where someone set the glass. And we thought it was pretty cool. What did somebody say?
I don't know. Somebody said, What was the
Find the comment.
It was so rude. I was
did you leave it on there?
Yeah, I obviously,
Let's find this comment.
I was like, but then one of our subscribers said, "Hey, tough guy," or something.
Yeah. You know,
I was like, wow.
it's just crazy that somebody would find something bad to say about a table that Johnny Cash made.
This is what they said. They said, thanks for absolutely nothing.
Thanks for nothing, right?
And then our friend Aaliyah said, calm down, tough guy.
Right. Hey, can I bring something else up about that video?
Yeah.
When I was making that short of the table that Johnny Cash made in shop class, I was thinking to myself, what song should I put in the short? And then I'm like, oh, of course, I should put If I Were a Carpenter.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm playing the song while I'm making the short, and Mari's sitting over there next to me, and she keeps listening to the lyrics, and she's like, wait a minute. What's going on here? She didn't like the lyrics.
I didn't.
To If I Was a Carpenter.
We were going to do this as a podcast, you guys. So I was just like on fire with this one.
Here's what she doesn't like. She doesn't like when Johnny Cash is like, if I was a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? She's like, if he was a carpenter and I was a lady.
Yeah. So
she's like, what? So I'm not a lady? What am I then?
Come on.
Yeah.
And then so Adam says that maybe she wasn't a lady, she was younger.
Maybe they were young. And maybe he's thinking like, if I was a carpenter, you know, he's a younger guy.
But if I was
a carpenter,
but then
and you
he
were
would
a
have
lady.
said, if I was a man and you were a lady,
yeah,
that would be different. But he doesn't say man; he says carpenter. He's giving himself a title.
Maybe he's actually singing to a man. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? You know, because if you were a lady, right? So there's lots of ways you can interpret.
I could not. Yeah, I was trying to interpret that, and I'm like, what the heck does she mean? Like, what you mean? I'm not a lady. What was I? A lady of the street?
You know what? What sucks, Mari?
Wasn't what?
Real quick, when we were in Diaz, Arkansas, at the Johnny Cash house, my plan was to go to the Johnny Cash house and like film some like weird stuff inside the house.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, just like, hello, I'm Adam from AM Vintage.
Right.
You know, like, welcome to Diaz, Arkansas.
The sad thing is, you guys, we can never do that because the person that is the guy, the tour
guide.
guide.
They would let us.
Yeah.
But I always get like stage fright when all of a sudden the guide's like, yeah, like, you know, when Johnny Cash was 13 years old, you know, and all, you know, then I'm just like, I can't do it in front of this guy. You know, I wanted to be like on the back porch of Johnny's house, looking out, and like you would film me, and I'd be like, how high's the water, Mari? And you'd be out in the distance. It's 4 feet high and rising. How high's the water, Mari? You know, I had so many ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I was getting bit by what were they called?
Mites.
The mites. I was getting bit really nasty.
One thing about Johnny's house, Johnny Cash's boyhood home.
My feet were on fire.
They restored this place, which was falling apart. They restored it. It's awesome now.
Yeah.
But they have two problems, okay?
Yes.
Gosh, yes. Here's the problems. One is if you walk in the grass and you got sandals on, man, you're going to get those mites.
That sure got bit. Yeah.
She got bit up like really bad.
Yeah.
Another thing is they've got like a horrible wasp problem. Like the front porch and in the back where the outhouse was, it was full of wasps. So we're trying to take pictures on the front porch, and there's like, we're getting swarmed,
and the tour guide, he was so nice. He was like, you want to go sit in there and take a picture? I'm like, I do not want to sit in there.
Yeah, there was in the outhouse.
Yeah, he said there are people that just take pictures.
There was like a big nest in there, man.
We could have got bit really nasty. And they were
yeah.
What are those black ones? What are the black? They look like bees, but they're black.
Well, they were like hornets or something. I don't know.
Is that what they were, you guys? I don't know if you guys know what we're talking about. They're black.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
They look like hornets.
We live in the country.
All black.
You know, we live in the country.
Maybe they are hornets.
But we live in the country in Illinois. That's different than living in the country in Arkansas.
Yeah, but I left and my feet were on fire. Oh my God, I regretted it so bad. Yeah. I didn't know what they were. He's like, oh, don't worry. There's just, whatever.
No, they're just mites.
They're just mites. They'll bite you. And then later on, you'll feel it. And you'll feel like your feet are on fire. And sure enough.
The whole rest of the trip, man. Because this was on our drive home.
Yes.
Mari's just like itching everywhere.
Oh my Lord, yeah.
The mites moved from her feet all the way up to her neck.
because I had flip flops and I didn't know that the grass was going to be full of these things. That was horrible. It was getting a bit nasty. That was itchy on the bus everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank God. It's just, once you start itching one place, you feel like your whole body starts to itch, right?
Oh, you know what's funny though, real quick? We had a really cool tour guide, and he was really nice and he was really informative.
Yeah.
But he would do this, like
he's good friends with Johnny's friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he kept doing this. He'd be like, that's the piano that Johnny's mom used to play on. And then he'd stand there for a minute and he'd look at us and he'd be like, it's just a little old farmhouse. That's all it is. And then he'd tell us a little more. He'd be like, that's Johnny's bedroom where Johnny used to sleep with his brother Jack. This is just a little old farmhouse. That's all it is. We go in the kitchen. He'd be like, this is where Johnny's mom used to cook. This is the cast iron stove. He's like, it's not the original stove, but if you look under, those are the marks in the floor where her original cast iron stove wore holes in the floor. This is just a little old farmhouse. That's all it is. How many times did he say that to us? It's just a little old farmhouse. That's all.
He was such a nice guy, though. I really liked him. And he knew his stories well. He said he was really good friends with Johnny, or he knows, well, not good friends. He knew Johnny's best friend.
Well, in a town that small, you gotta know,
And then not only, he was telling, because we asked him about the road, because it's the gravel road, and that's like the longest road, and it's horrible. And they said they kept it.
They kept it like that for two reasons,
which I love to hear.
Well, the first reason they kept the road in front of Johnny's house gravel, is because that's how it was, and they wanted to remain the way that it was,
right?
Unlike the people at Graceland, right? But the other reason is when you have a gravel road like that with giant pieces of gravel, the way they have it. If you're going to try to go and steal something from that house and you try to peel off and drive away, they'll see that dust cloud for a mile. You know what I mean?
That's what they said.
Yeah.
And it's true, because when we're driving down,
there's a little dust cloud behind the car.
You can see my dust cloud.
So they can always see if somebody's at Johnny's house by the dust cloud that goes,
That's pretty smart too. I mean, I always wondered how they keep that house,
because the house just sits there empty.
There's no
there's nobody there.
Like security, alarms and whatnot. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm sure they have cameras, but as far as like alarms or like one of those, what do you call those fences?
Not an electric fence.
Well, not electric, but
right. Well, but a motion thing,
or something. Yeah. They don't have any of that, so yeah. But it's interesting to know that at least that's the way to keep it. But it's also interesting to know that, because every time we go, it seems like nobody's there.
Yeah.
And this is not the case. They say usually they get bus full of tourists that come early in the morning.
I think what it is they close at like 3, right?
They
3 in the afternoon.
Really early, so these people.
And we always end up showing up right around that time.
Right.
And the guy said, most of the tours come early in the morning.
They do.
So
yeah, it's pretty awesome though. And then it's funny because when we were leaving, we did see somebody else there. Another couple that was there. Remember, we were leaving. We're like, there is people.
There is somebody here.
Yeah. So it's very interesting to see that.
But, you know what I was thinking though, real quick, Mari? Well, my brother, who lives up the road from us, he lives in a high school. He bought an old high school that, the town decided to ship all the students to a different town. So the high school closed down, and my brother lives in it. Mm-hmm. And he has a restaurant in the school. Well, I was thinking when we were in Dias, Arkansas, their school is shut down. It's abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
How cool it would be to buy that building.
It would be cool.
And turn it into some kind of museum. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah.
But,
we tried. It's funny when we were recording in front of that school. We wanted to actually go up to the school, but there was this. Remember, they were covered with the wasp or whatever they were.
There were wasps there at the school.
So we couldn't get. We wanted, because you could see inside the windows, and we wanted to see what was inside of it.
It's not the original building that Johnny Cash went to school at, but it is the original location the original school burnt down,
It did.
but still, I mean, it's in the original location, and
It
what a
still
what a
was
cool
pretty
building! It would be so cool to own that
Yeah.
building, you know.
But inside, like the visitors building where we went in, where they had the CDs, they got like merchandise.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see. They have this big Johnny Cash.
It's a bust.
It looks like a bust, right? It is a bust, and it's cool to know that weren't they going to be unveiling that soon
in Washington D.C.
Washington D.C. You guys, and I forgot how tall this statue is going
It's
to
like
be
9 feet tall.
of Johnny Cash, and it's the one with his guitar, right?
At the state, I've never been to Washington, but I guess at the Capitol, each state gets 2 statues to represent their state.
Yes.
And Arkansas decided one of their statues is going to be Johnny Cash.
Yeah. So Washington D.C. is going to be awesome to see that.
He's so cool, and the statue
Yes.
is awesome.
It is.
It looks just
It
like
looks
Johnny
just like
Cash.
him. And then one of the well, not the uniforms, the one of his suits were there.
Yeah, one of his
It's
suits that he
pretty
wore
cool.
in 1976, because it was a bicentennial suit. Remember?
Yes, it was awesome. And they had one of them there. Wasn't the exact one he was wearing in the picture, right? Because he had 2 of them
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
But they were so awesome. So if you guys ever get a chance to go there, if you're a Johnny Cash fan, even if you're not, it's so cool to go in there to see that.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that place too is that there's certain artists that go there, sometimes unannounced, sometimes for little concerts,
Yeah.
fundraisers, and
Chris Christopherson goes there
yeah.
quite a bit.
yeah.
Right?
And just recently, Roseanne Cash was about to go there again, right?
They were
Who
doing
else? Your guy John Hyatt, right?
John Hyatt.
John Hyatt,
What-
Roseanne Cash, and I think
What's the school that one of the colleges in Arkansas? I don't remember which one. Arkansas University.
But they're the ones
They're
that
the ones
helped
that help restore the house.
restore the house, and they're the ones that are putting out this concert, this benefit
To raise
concert
more money
to
for
raise
the-
more money.
community.
And I forgot what he said the tickets were, but I know they were a little bit above. But
Yeah. But if it's for a charity,
it's for
good
the charity,
cause.
and it's to keep the house. That in that case, I do believe it.
Hey, if they could just raise a little bit of money just to get some wasp killer,
Yeah.
kill some of those bees and wasps, you know,
Yeah.
I'll be happy. You know.
Right. I was so scared. Yeah. Next is what is going on with Humes High School. I was so sad when I watched a video about it. It's very sad. It was very
There was so much garbage.
Like,
Obviously, you could tell there's probably a lot of homeless people hanging out there.
yeah,
It looked
they
pretty
were
rough.
not maintaining that. I don't know what was the problem. And it was funny because
And it hasn't even been closed that long.
no, that's my thing is when Adam was I was driving obviously because we can't do both. And the street that it's on, it's kind of hard. We can't park anywhere to walk. I didn't like the location, but anyways, Adam's on that side, and I saw this garbage.
Yeah.
And then I thought there was probably homeless people. I thought maybe there's homeless people outside the school. And then when Adam came, he's like, no. He's like, there's nobody in the school anymore. I thought kids were actually
Yeah. She didn't
still
realize
there.
it was closed.
Didn't realize it was closed because it doesn't look. Although it's vacant, it didn't look that way.
When you drive around the entire building,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like giant parts of the building in the back that you don't really realize are there.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if a lot of those parts in the back are probably additions,
Yeah.
maybe that were put on after Elvis went to school there.
I think so because we didn't.
I think for sure that the entire front of the building is original,
Right.
but I mean, it just looks like they kept adding on to the building because it's huge.
Yeah.
But
It is huge. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, we're still alive, Keith. We're still alive. I stopped in Dyson and saw Cash House last year on the way to Memphis. Loved it, but it was 100 plus that day. I know it was
Oh.
hot.
Man,
I think last year was more hotter than it was this year. I think, right?
this year it was nice because there were
It's nice.
storms that were rolling in.
But I
And
still got bit.
Yeah.
I was going to mention something else. The house that's on the Elvis house. Which one is the other one?
Drive,
Which one is it?
Audubon.
Audubon Drive. That house, you guys, I would have loved, but I could see them not doing this, obviously. But I wish you could do tours in that house. I think that would be awesome. It was such a nice neighborhood. I really like the neighborhood. I like that they almost kept everything the same, except for the pool. that was no longer. I don't think it was there anymore, right? The pool was gone.
They got rid of the
They
pool
got rid of the pool
for like safety insurance reasons.
Yeah, but I really like that they had everything almost the same. That would really look nice if they had like tours for that one. That'd be cool.
Well, you know, here's a little like side note, like a little story about our trip to Memphis. Well, we went to the Audubon Drive house, okay?
We still haven't put that video out either, you guys. So
no.
That's going to be coming up. Don't worry.
Well, years ago, before Mike Curb, the owner of Curb Records, he owns that house. But he bought it from a guy named Mike Freeman, who was like, I don't know, he's just a local Memphis guy who owned the house, and him and his wife lived there, and they'd give tours of it, and they'd give tours of Memphis. But he passed away a few years back, you know. But anyways, we went to the Audubon Drive house.
Yeah.
And then we left there, okay? And we drove from there to the Overton Park Shell.
Yeah.
And when we got to the Overton Park Shell, this was just, 3 weeks ago when we were in Memphis.
Are you doing the paranormal story?
Yeah.
Oh
well,
my God,
when we got to the Overton Park Shell, there was this guy sitting there at the Shell listening to some like show on the radio.
That day, you guys.
And I looked at this guy and I'm like, oh my God, Mari. I'm like, that guy looks just like this guy named Mike Freeman.
I didn't know. And honestly, I didn't know how the guy looked.
Yeah.
But it was hot, you guys.
It was really hot out.
It was like close to 100 degrees.
Yeah.
That day was like, that's the day where we could not. We got so mad because we couldn't find Uncle.
We were looking for Vester's grave that day, and it was so hot out.
We couldn't do it. And this was early, probably like what, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it. So when we got to this park,
we got to the park,
this guy,
and this guy starts talking to us.
He didn't say much.
He didn't say much. He asked like 2 questions about have we ever been to Memphis or whatever.
And then he said, welcome.
Yeah, he welcomed us.
Welcome. Very nice.
But I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, this guy looks just like Mike Freeman, who owned that Audubon Drive house, which we were just at. But this guy died like a few years ago,
Yeah.
And we get in the car, and I'm like, Mari, I'm like, that guy we just talked to looks just like the guy that owned the Audubon Drive house, but he passed away. And Mari's like, he does? I'm like, let me pull up a picture of the guy on Facebook. I showed it to her. She's looking at the picture, and then she's looking at the guy like out the window. She's like, oh my God, like, I think it is that guy.
It was, I swear, you guys, it might have been, you never know. Like, it was, because he's sitting in the heat. Like, nobody sits out there.
He looked just like.
Yeah, he looked.
I don't know if this story we're telling makes any sense at all.
You guys are probably like, you guys are crazy.
Whatever.
But I'm telling you guys, if you would think you've seen a ghost, that's what this man looked like. Because even the conversations, even like he wasn't like there. I don't even know how to explain it, but like he was. Who sits in the? And it was hot. Like it was the heat.
And he didn't seem homeless.
He did not seem homeless.
Yeah, he was just like
sitting there. And we're like, okay, this is kind of weird. But he acknowledged us, and then after that, he asked us how we're doing. He welcomed, and that was it.
He didn't like vanish into. He didn't just like disappear.
But he didn't continue the conversation either, and he didn't bother to look at us anymore either. Yeah. Like we did our own thing. Adam was on the stage, and doing his thing. So I'm glad you were good. And were you happy because you got on the stage?
On the stage? Oh yeah, I was glad I got on the stage. Did a few dance moves up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that happens. Thank you so much,
Keith. Oh, Keith said he's got to go.
Oh, hey, good night, Keith. It was good to see you.
Thank you so much to see you, sweetie. Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you now. You know how to get on.
Keith, next time we'll probably start earlier.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to start earlier. Yes. Don't worry, we are gonna be starting
for sure.
Earlier.
Yeah. We gotta end this soon, anyways. We gotta get up early.
Everybody's gotta get up. Yeah. Several videos of Mike Free on YouTube for those interested in seeing him. Yes, thank you so much, Ministry. Yeah, it was creepy, but it was also kind of sad too because you never know. Like, what about if we are seeing ghosts? You don't never know. Like, it's just different. But when he showed me the picture, I kid you, he looked just that everything from the mustache to
the hair,
the way he dressed, the glasses, and we're like, oh my Lord. You never know, Adam. And the weird thing is, you never know. You talk about you don't believe in that stuff. You might have run into a lot of things.
Yeah. She loves paranormal.
I love paranormal.
Like
I'm
ghost
telling
stories.
you, you mean to tell me if you seen the ghost of Elvis, you wouldn't believe, you wouldn't want to believe that?
If I saw the ghost of Elvis, I would probably just think it was Dean Z.
No.
I'm just joking.
So
I'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh my God, is that the ghost of Elvis?" I'd be like, "I don't know. It kind of looked like Dean Z." You know what I mean?
oh my God, who would not want to see the ghost of Elvis? That would be so awesome.
That one guy, Mark Cohn. You know Mark Cohn? Do you know who that is?
Who's that?
Mark Cohn. He saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and he watched him walk right through. Now, security, they did not see him, okay? They just hovered around his tomb.
Uh-huh.
Get this, though. There's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. Can you believe that? I mean, can you believe it? I'm sorry, everybody.
He said the same thing you said it.
I got to get off,
You know
man.
what?
At this time, it just starts to
Danny
get like...
Stranger, yeah,
I feel like
obviously he's with you on
I
this.
feel like I had somebody like and put something in my coffee.
Yeah.
But
You guys, I really believe in the paranormal, and yes, I would love to see. I would love to see Elvis.
You like that?
Yeah, I would be so intrigued. What about if you heard his voice, like, or even got a message or something?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Like a real message.
Not the one that we got on our podcast.
Not the voice box sessions or whatever, right?
Oh, that would be cool too. I don't know. Have you guys seen the voice box sessions? I know this is not a paranormal episode, but I would love to hear Elvis come through. Honestly, I would. You got a cool book there you want to show before we get off?
No. I'm just...
You like that book, don't you?
It's a good book, you know.
It is a good book.
You know what Jackie Gleason said about Elvis, right? First of all, real quick, I love Jackie Gleason. I love The Honeymooners. I could watch that like all the time.
Yeah.
But
Did you know he was a singer too?
Jackie Gleason?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dabbled. Right?
Yeah.
But you know what he said about Elvis when Elvis first started? He can't last. I tell you flatly, he can't last. The kid's got nothing. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, he lasted.
I got this book right here with quotes in it, you know.
Before Elvis, there was nothing.
Before Elvis, there was nothing.
Nothing. You feel like nothing?
You know what Ed Sullivan said about Elvis
What did he say?
in the early years?
What do you say?
I wouldn't have Presley on my show at any time. That's my Ed Sullivan. It's pretty bad.
Don't ask him to do the Beatles.
Elvis had a good Ed Sullivan. Elvis's was good when he's like, well, some bitch. Right? But
What?
yeah, did you ever Elvis do the Ed Sullivan impersonation?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he's like Ed Sullivan had me on his show, you know, filming from the waist up.
But I did like when he yelled at that lady, the one we were listening to. And he yelled when he's talking about the lady had laryngitis.
That Elvis is in concert at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis.
That's where it was at.
And some woman's like, Elvis! And Elvis is like, man, he's like, damn, he's like, that lady's got bad laryngitis. He's like, I got a microphone and she's louder than I am. He's like, give me a chance. Damn.
He's so cute.
Elvis!
I like how he was imitating. And then the lady's laughing too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Keith. You too. Sleep well. We'll
Have a
see
good
you
night,
soon,
Keith.
Sweetie. Yeah. I'm glad you got the notifications. And please don't forget to check out our podcast too that we posted.
Yeah.
If you can't find them, they're underneath their community tabs there, and it'll say podcast.
I think they're also in the videos.
They're also in our videos too.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because then you can find them easier.
We decided to video record the podcast.
Yeah.
So you can watch us.
Yeah. But we
As
are
well,
trying to
so.
put them on other, like I said, platforms so you can just hear
On
the
Spotify,
audio.
it'll just be audio.
The audio so you can hear it. So that's pretty cool. But we're gonna be signing off, you guys. Anything else you left? Any remarks? Anything?
No.
We're very thankful for you guys as always. Thank you guys so much for joining us today too. Thank you so much, Tyler. We truly appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you, Tyler.
Hope to see you soon. So you're
I got to get
next
to the hardware store early
yes.
because
Yeah.
I got to get that wood to patch up all those mouse holes
Oh my Lord.
That little SOB ain't coming back
Thank
out.
you so much, Ellen. You as well. It was very nice. Aaliyah, you popping up.
Hey,
sweetie.
look who it is.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, Aaliyah. We wanted to thank you so much for sticking up for Adam's video. What was it? The carpenter, the Cashy, what is it, Cashy? John Cash.
Yeah.
The Johnny Cash video with what was it?
The table.
His table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we truly appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's live.
Yeah,
We're live.
It's live. Yes, of course it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
You know why you like doing these lives? I realized I know why you like doing the lives. Because I become Memphis Adam.
You do.
During the lives.
You do.
I'm Memphis Adam. When I go to Memphis, I'm like a whole new Adam.
Yeah.
I'm all refreshed and like I'm raring to go, right?
It's true.
When we get back to Illinois, I'm like, is it time for another nap?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aaliyah. Yes, and I also want to thank you for that picture you sent of Elvis. He was very handsome, and that's my favorite picture.
That is a good photo.
One of my favorites too. He looks good in that suit. Yeah. And like I said, I like Elvis. My favorite color is brown. You guys, I know that's a ugly color, but I always like to see Elvis in brown.
It's funny that, you know,
I loved him.
Some people would say Elvis didn't like brown, you know, but I don't know.
Well, he looked good. Thank you so much, Aaliyah. Yeah. Good night, Laura. Good night, everybody. Yeah. Leah, hopefully, sweetie, you'll come on or you'll see us next time earlier. We're planning to go on a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Aaliyah, you're like me. Those are my colors too. Brown and pink. Yep.
Sometimes brown and pink can go together.
They do.
Can't they?
Yeah. I always wear brown and pink. If I don't have black, I wear pink and brown. Oh, no, Leah. I'm glad you came on for a few minutes before we're taking off. We just been on here since, it's been almost 2 hours, and we got to get up early.
Yeah.
The kids.
Did you mention the podcast?
Oh, Leah, yes, we just did our podcast for those who are catching us a little late. We have a new podcast that we're actually promoting, and you can find our videos.
The first episode is up on our channel.
Yeah, our introduction to it, and our videos on there as well.
And they should be coming out every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, hopefully, yes, every Wednesday, if not sooner, but once a week. I'm sick with the head cold. I'm so sorry to hear that, Leah. That's weird. That must be going around because my daughter's sick too. And she's in DC, so it's weird.
And my niece and my nephew are sick.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Going around.
It's all over the country.
Yeah, so you check it out. Hopefully you like it. We're starting to do a podcast. We're going to be doing different, hopefully different topics, and hopefully they'll relate to you. And like I said, if you guys got any suggestions for the podcast, if you'd like to hear something for us to talk about or debate or review or whatever, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
We appreciate it.
Well, Mari.
It's been fun.
Has it been fun?
It's been fun.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yes. We're wrapping it up. Any last comments, you guys, before we take off?
What's today's topic with the podcast or with this episode?
What was today's topic? Yeah, with the
podcast.
With the podcast
was
our journey, right?
Our journey through pop culture history.
Yes.
So we each talk about just
a little bit about ourselves,
a little bit of music. How we got into what we like,
especially for the channel too.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kathy. We appreciate you showing up, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yes. Hopefully your dad's doing better. Always praying for you guys too.
We appreciate all you guys for showing up.
Always.
And, one thing about AM Vintage, we got some loyal subscribers.
We do, and we appreciate them. Always look forward to seeing you guys. Always, even if it's for a few minutes, we don't mind you guys coming in, darting in, and just saying hello. And if you have to leave, that's good enough for us. We're happy with that. You watched Love Me Tender last night?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
You got to see Elvis go crazy.
You always cry. Yeah. I can't watch Love Me Tender though. I get sad too.
I love when Elvis is like, what does he say? Say you want laying there every night in your bed thinking of him, wishing I was Vince, wishing you would have married him instead of me. I love that.
I kind of felt bad that he was like the rebound, right? He was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't in real life, didn't he have a crush on the actress?
Deborah Pageant.
Yeah, am
Was
I
that
wrong?
Deborah Pageant?
Yeah, am I wrong?
Yeah, but
Or-
she was with somebody else, I think, at the time. Was she with Sinatra or somebody?
But I say she looks similar to Priscilla. You guys, I could be wrong, but she kind of had that Priscilla vibe. I don't know, just the look, something. I don't know. Could just be me. That monologue was so good. He wanted to marry her. I know.
I love
Yeah.
when he shoots him, and right after he shoots him, he's like, Vance!
Yeah, he's such a good crier.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's always sad. I don't know what it is with Love Me Tender. The song, I can listen to Love Me Tender and not cry. But if I listen, Are You Lonesome Tonight? I could cry for that one.
But Love Me Tender.
I don't cry, but Are You Lonesome Tonight? That one will tear me up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with those lyrics that he, especially when he does his little monologue, he's talking.
Yeah.
I just cry. I think that's just like it's just sad. So thick in that movie. I know.
Yeah, it is for sure.
His accent is so cute. Yep.
I love how they managed to get Elvis to do some
Yeah.
rock and roll up on the porch.
Right.
It's like 1889. It's the
I-
old West.
You know what? I think this would be a good topic to do for our next live is Elvis movies. Talk about Elvis movies because we know a lot of obviously the dialogues and,
Yeah.
and I think it would be fun to see what everybody else likes and certain quotes,
Yeah.
certain movies, or I don't know, or what they would have liked to see Elvis in.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think Elvis would have been so good in the movie Six Pack.
I thought you were going to say the other one, with Star is Born.
No. The movie Six Pack starring Kenny Rogers.
I can't remember that movie for some reason.
Yeah. If you see this movie, he's like a race car guy. Six Pack.
I gotta see what that is. Yeah.
But I just always picture any Kenny Rogers movie. I could just picture Elvis playing the Kenny Rogers part.
Why? You think Bob Joyce?
No, but yeah,
Bob Joyce looks like freaking Kenny
people always say
Rogers.
Bob Joyce looks like Elvis. It's he looks like Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers, man.
Yeah, I love It Happened at the World's Fair.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
me too. Me too.
Dorothy.
I love the thing about World's Fair that's so funny
Yeah.
is Elvis and his buddy are like they need a ride to the World's Fair,
Uh-huh.
so they get a ride with this guy, right? Who's with his little granddaughter.
Yeah.
And this guy's never met Elvis and his buddy a day in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, just hop in the back of the truck. My granddaughter can ride with you guys. So
I don't know.
Elvis and his buddy and the little girl are all in the back. And
Those would be a good thing to talk about because a lot of the movies, if you guys notice, there's scenes where Elvis is with little girls. And a lot of people tend to think that that's so wrong. Either when he's singing to the little girls or
well,
they
there's nothing
always
wrong with
assume,
that.
I know, but they always assume like, hey, I don't know which one it was, but they were looking how
It's
she
innocent.
moves.
It's all
I
innocent.
know, but a lot of people think that that's not innocent, that that's something saying
No.
about. And that's where they call Elvis, and I hate to say that, that's where they call him a pervert, but he's not. I don't agree with that.
Elvis didn't write the script.
Right.
And he didn't
Yeah.
make the scene.
Yeah.
He's just an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But they always want to pull something out of
Yeah.
there, and it's horrible. But yeah, hopefully we can talk about that for our next live. Everybody can join us for that one.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we are signing off. Thank you so much, Aaliyah. We appreciate you, sweetie. Yeah, they always
thank you
think
very
that.
much.
But please be able to check out our podcast, you guys, for those who are new, or thank you so much for joining us, for subscribing. We truly appreciate you guys. And like I said, please feel free to reach out to us whenever.
Yeah.
Yes, you can definitely send
Yeah,
us
for
whatever,
sure.
Leah. Keep in touch. We have Messenger, so if you want to say hi, send us a message.
Yeah.
We certainly can chat with you.
That's
as
where
well.
she sent the photo before
Yes,
Messenger.
you sent it
Yeah.
before. Yes. Yeah, feel free, sweetie. Oh, thank you so much,
Thank you very
Aaliyah.
much.
Guys
You're
are awesome too.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, you guys.
Hey,
We will
without
see
you
you
guys,
guys.
Mari and I would just be talking to ourselves.
Right.
Right.
We appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys soon. Hopefully on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll be
Sunday.
seeing you guys Sunday. So and we'll be trying to go on earlier for sure. We're trying to get on earlier. That way everybody can get a chance to to come on.
Well, I'm gonna finish this cup
You
of
too,
coffee
Sia.
and then fall asleep.
I hope you feel better too, Aaliyah. Get better. Take some medicine.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep safe, sweetie. All right, you guys. Much love. We'll see you guys soon. And please, thank you so much for following us. And check out the podcast if you can.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, you guys. Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Laura. Bye, sweetie. Bye, everybody.